Welcome to Global News Relay, where we bring you the latest stories from around the world. My name is Rosita Ventura Gomez.
And I'm McKenna Deeth. We're coming to you from Fresno State in California, and the theme of today's show is People of the World. We are so excited to introduce you to some of the most impactful people in California's Central Valley.
For multiple decades, a journalist has been serving the community in Fresno by writing for a local newspaper. He also hosts the local radio station New Rock 104.1, where he gives voice to homegrown talent at One Puck Broadcasting Studio. Our student reporters discovered how his passion started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Joshua T. is a well-rounded journalist who keeps the show running in Fresno, California. T. hosts many platforms, such as the Flowing with Famous Fresno Culture podcast. He also hosts a live radio show called Homegrown, where he gives starlight to underground bands. T. enjoys being able to use media to bring insight to Fresno culture, music, and media.
To write and share stories about this community, it's the most fulfilling thing that I do.
T. says that it is hard for unique talents in the community to get recognized in Fresno because people are simply not aware. His goal is to amplify local voices through his journalism by giving them coverage.
You have to be connected to the community. You just have to be, or at the very least, you have to know the people who are and be using them as sources. So that's a lot of times what I try to do is not necessarily like report from what I know from being inside the community, but find the people who are doing cool stuff, who I know are connected, and bringing them in to share their stories.
T. says he first got involved in journalism in Fresno because he wanted people to engage with the community. He wants the public to know where the fun is happening. His passion for the community helps grow support for artists and underground bands. The artists are invited for in-studio interviews where they can have a space to connect with listeners on the show Homegrown.
And it's so interesting because a lot of times I'll feature a band on the show or I'll write a story about some place, and people are very thankful about that, because they realize that there's this platform that I'm using, and I get that, but I always to me it's just like, but they're the ones doing the cool stuff, right?
For the last couple decades, Joshua T. has spent his time promoting and writing about the many different communities that come out of Fresno, as well as the Central Valley. T. believes in fostering connections to help keep the art scene alive in Fresno, and he has no plan on stopping.
Being able to tell someone else's story and then have that person go like, oh yeah, somebody read your story and came out and saw our band because of it, or those kind of things are more what it's about for me.
He loves bridging the gap between the public and the creative talent in the city. Whether it is music, art, or pop culture, T. creates the buzz in the valley where voices are valued.
You can find T.'s stories on news and pop culture on the Fresno Bee newspaper and his radio show on New Rock website 104.1.
The United States is full of diversity and culture. Student reporter Alon Gayo and his team spoke with two women who shared their journeys about challenges they faced when arriving here in the United States.
Caribbean immigrants make up just 0.7% of Fresno's population, a small percentage but one filled with rich stories and cultural roots, bringing diversity to a region largely known for its Mexican and South Asian populations. In the heart of the Central Valley, their presence is growing louder and prouder.
Nací en la ciudad de Camagüey, pero que es en el centro de la isla, pero cuando era muy jovencita nos mudamos a vivir a Pinar del Río, después fui a estudiar a La Habana, donde me gradué en la universidad, ahí me casé y después vine para Estados Unidos en el 2002. Llegué a Miami, pero solo viví 5 meses ahí, después nos trasladamos a Jacksonville, Florida, al norte de Florida, donde vivimos 7 años. Luego por el trabajo de mi esposo vinimos a vivir a Los Ángeles, ahí vivimos 5 años y después vinimos al Valle Central, aquí a Fresno en el 2014. Bueno, yo espero que entiendan que los inmigrantes no venimos aquí ni a quitarle el trabajo a nadie, ni a robar, ni a ser criminales, ni a hacer nada negativo. Nosotros venimos a trabajar, a buscar un mejor futuro para nosotros, para nuestros hijos. Mi hija nació aquí.
Newt Campbell, Haitian-born immigrant, had to experience the effect of these assumptions firsthand.
Mais quand j'ai venu à New York, je vois que que c'est pas la même chose. Beaucoup de personnes m'ont demandé de quelle race que je sortis, avec qui que je identifié que je suis une fille qui est noire, mais j'ai des cheveux longs et je suis pas noire foncée. Ça a fait des difficultés pour eux pour comprendre pour quelle raison que
Now Campbell works for NAMI, which supports and advocates for autistic individuals. Her unique perspective allows her to connect and embrace with people whose circumstances are different, much like those that arrive in a new country, facing obstacles, yet pushing with hope.
Las ganas que tenemos de triunfar, ¿no? Y de ser alguien en este país. Realmente el Valle ha sido generoso con nosotros, gracias a Dios.
Journeys like these can remind us of the resilience and strength that immigrants face in the Central Valley, shaping a future through their hard work.
California's Central Valley is a melting pot. Although we all come from different backgrounds and cultures, the one thing that keeps us all together is our love of good food. Today, we welcome a local food pioneer, Mike Oseguida, who will tell us all about his influence on food culture in the Valley. Hi, Mike. How are you doing today?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So now I wanted to ask you, for our international audience, could you explain your local food service?
Yeah, we run Fresno Street Eats. We work with about 150 food trucks and food stands that do mobile events, and we kind of help them not only get out into public events, but we do corporate catering. We do, we send trucks to college campuses, hospitals, all kinds of different places where people are wanting to eat. So our role is kind of to support small businesses and also to connect people to mobile food options closer to where they live and work.
Nice, nice. Now, what is your favorite thing about managing food businesses?
I really just like to work with the small businesses. I grew up in a family business, and I think it's great to be able to see them grow and prosper. And some of the things I'm proudest of is when you hear that, somebody was able to open like a second location or buy a new house or pay for their kids' college tuition, and those kind of things are really the rewarding part of what we do.
That's amazing. Let's take a look at some of the special flavors of the Central Valley.
We're like more savory food, and we're known for our beef sticks and our stuffed chicken. And if you have it, our main ingredients like lemongrass and key lime leaf. This is my wife's business. She loved to cook, so she made it out of career. Something she likes to do. She says this is not even work. She just likes to do it for fun. So first we started off, it was just family. They ordered from like catering. And the next thing they were asking for us, so we just did it an Instagram page, and it started booming up.
So we're an Asian fusion street food. Our main thing is skewers, but everything on our menu you can find all over Asia on the streets. Everywhere from China, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, and we're working on our Japanese. Me and my wife used to love going to markets. We visited markets in San Francisco, LA, just because of the vibe. And then we just decided, why not join it?
Wow, that made me hungry. So my last question is, what is your favorite kind of cuisine?
Well, I'm wearing a taco hat, so it probably gives it away, but tacos are my favorite. I think it's something that we have to be proud of here in the Central Valley. Everything we do started with our taco truck throwdown, which began about 15 years ago, and one of the goals there is to highlight all the great taco trucks here, from Fresno and Sanger and Selma and all these cities around here, because I truly think we have some of the best tacos anywhere. So I gotta show love to my taco people. It's a big part of what we do at Fresno Street Eats.
Right, I agree that we do have some of the best. Thank you, Mike, for coming. Back to you, Rosita.
Thank you, Janine.
Under new administration in the United States, immigration has become a hot topic. At Fresno State, where the majority of students are Hispanic, one Mexican professor in the Media Communications and Journalism department has not forgotten his roots. Student reporters have a story on the driving force of his teaching.
So that's, the basics, you want to get it right from the...
More than half of the students at Fresno State are Hispanic. This makes the university a Hispanic serving institution, according to the United States government. However, this support for people of Hispanic heritage isn't just shown by the student body, but also by teachers in the classroom. Meet Samuel Contreras. He was born in a historic city in Mexico called Guanajuato and came to the United States at the age of 12. Contreras' first interaction with journalism was during high school.
Central Valley Social Service, in which as high school students we will volunteer to produce short documentaries about World War II veterans from the Central Valley. And so, yeah, it allows me once again to practice my art, which I now do professionally as a documentary filmmaker.
Contreras has always had mentors in his life that helped him get to where he is today. This is why he always looks for different ways to collaborate with students and help them as more than just a teacher. Contreras reflects on how mentorship helped him.
High school, like I mentioned, with my teachers, right, my professors in college, they always guided me as far as to find my voice as an artist, right, as a professional. And so there was, for instance, I did this documentary about this professor in Cal State Long Beach. He unfortunately passed away, but he always told me something to, to pay it forward, right? And I think that's a philosophy that I intend to do here now that I'm in this privileged position of being a professor here at Fresno State. And so I try as much as possible to get my students involved, right, to get that professional experience.
This mentorship and guidance goes beyond the classroom, as Contreras continues to be a figure for the Chicano community. Contreras as a filmmaker has made films about his community, like No More Crumbs, which was shown during Dream Week at the campus of Fresno State. Contreras also likes working with students. Meet Chris Hernandez, one of the students he has worked with on various films.
Documentary and screening at film festivals, it's a dream come true, and it wouldn't have happened if I never met Mr. Contreras.
These tools are important to share with a community under attack by recent executive orders by President Donald Trump. Contreras believes now more than ever we need impactful journalists and filmmakers to share diverse stories and issues, happening not just in their nations but also around the world.
Samuel Contreras helps inspire students like him teaching courses in film and media arts. Contreras is also a vice president of the Fresno State Faculty and Staff Association, furthering his impact for a community he represents.
In Fresno County, Asian attorneys make up just 7% of the workforce. An attorney from Korea who works for the city of Fresno, Hyun-jin, shares her journey on navigating a new country and launching her career in the United States.
My name is Hyun-jin Malcolm. I'm an attorney for the city of Fresno. I'm a city deputy attorney. I'm particularly working in the Public Records Act, so I'm a PRA attorney.
From South Korea all the way to Fresno, California, I give to you a story that hits close to home for me as she's my sister-in-law. Hyun-jin Malcolm shares an inspiring story of how she became an attorney.
Currently, I'm working at the city of Fresno. I love my job, and then I love what I'm working here, also helping other people, helping the organization. I was born and raised in Seoul, South Korea, the capital. I'm the oldest of 3 daughters. A lot of times I spend school in South Korea. I always wanted to be an attorney. So I went to college in South Korea. We can actually study law in your bachelor degree. So I have a bachelor degree in law from South Korea. I just passed the bar last year. So it's been almost a year I've been practicing as an attorney. Like I said, I've been always wanting to be an attorney. However, when I first come to America and I got married and I start my new family, I didn't know when I can actually going back to law school because it feels like it's not a realistic plan.
Hyun-jin was an interpreter for local South Koreans in the Fresno-Clovis area. And in that time, she realized that there was a major need for educating immigrants like herself on what their rights were.
We need to educate ourselves because there is so much more to learn, and then once you know more about the legal system or about your rights, you'll be able to thrive and you'll be able to gain whatever you're entitled to. So I always encourage people, not just for the immigrants, but I always encourage other people, whoever wants to pursue the legal career, I want them to go for it because the understanding of the legal system and society actually really help you to understand what you can do and then maybe discover your another maybe potential, or discover your capacity, how you can serve other people as well.
Hyun-jin's Malcolm's journey shows that no matter where you come from or what challenges you face, determination and passion can help you achieve your dreams. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you gained valuable insight into the people of the Central Valley.
We are so proud of the community that we have built, and we hope these stories have inspired you.